Good morning and welcome to Herb Oracle Podcast, botanical divination with herbs, essences, flowers, and trees with your host, Herbal Marie. Let's start the day off pulling some oracle cards and getting a few messages. We can shoot the shiitake in a spiritual way-ish. And if you follow me on Instagram, I'll post a pic of the cards at Herb Oracle. Thanks so much for joining me. Here we go. Do you have weekly rhythms? I know I have a couple weekly rhythms. It just keeps me on track. Like today's Wednesday, it's water the houseplants. It's water the houseplants Wednesday or wash the house Wednesday or both. I should probably do both. It keeps me on track, these weekly rhythms, these daily rhythms, these monthly rhythms. So yesterday we were talking all about investing in ourselves. Well, that's what our tarot cards wanted to talk about. So did you invest in yourself in the last 24 hours? Have you invested in yourself? I hope so. I tried to. I'm like self-care 24/7. I really do try to always be investing in myself, keeping myself in check, knowing when I'm on my path, when I'm not on my path, all that. So anyways, I recorded a podcast for Herbal Marie last night. Good job, Sadie. It was the You Can Make Fire cider, and it was funny. Sometimes I just laugh at myself. I'm silly. I'm a silly girl, and I'm so glad that I allow myself to be silly when I'm feeling like I want to be silly. I let it out, and I'm just glad that I do that. So yesterday we did the law of repulse. If you're just joining us for the first time, you're late. We're on law number 80 today. We've done 80 mother truckin' laws of the universe. 80. There's 105, which means we're going to get our certificate soon. When we're done with 105 laws of the universe, we're all going to get a sticker. Okay? It's going to be so amazing. Yeah, that's about where I'm at in my life. Oh, you get a sticker for doing that? Sign me up. Sign me up. Although this morning when I was on Facebook, I saw an ad, a sponsored ad, and I think the sticker said I'm with Earth, which I love that. But then I couldn't get over the fact that this decal was made of vinyl, one of the most toxic shit that pollutes the Earth. And it's okay, I'm with the Earth too, but I don't know if we should be putting vinyl stickers everywhere to say that, because we polluted the Earth to make that sticker. See what I'm saying? Hypocrite. All right, so anyways, yesterday was the law of repulse. I mean, I'm a hypocrite all the time too. I'm pointing a finger. When you point a finger, you got 3 pointing back at yourself. I get it. There's probably something in my life that I'm a total hypocrite. Actually, that's so funny because I was just called a hypocrite recently by someone who was mad at me. So, and hey, all right. So moving on. Am I a hypocrite? Isn't that awful? When someone's you are so rude and judgmental. And you're what? I am? Maybe. All right. So today we're going to do the law of responsibility. But yesterday, we did the law of repulse. And then before that was the law of rebound. So far, these R ones have been ridiculous. So yesterday was all about the angel with the flaming sword turning in all directions. That's the symbol of the law of repulse. It's the law of all destroying angels. The angel is guarding the treasure. And it's driving man and us. It's driving us in search of another way to the entrance of rebirth. It was ridiculous, see what I mean? Until he finds the portal of initiation. So yesterday was what the hell is Sadie talking about? But we ended up pulling tarot cards, which were so practical that they were almost boring, weren't they? Wasn't it such a practical, boring message? Which was interesting to me because the law was so out there, So today we're going to do the law of responsibility. just last night, someone inferred to me that I wasn't playing enough in my life. But I think I have fun. But you know what? I think he is probably right. I think I probably can play more. But it's hard when you got the law of responsibility on your plate today. So let me read it. It is kind of a little long. I'm not going to lie to you. But I know you can handle it because you probably made something delicious to drink. I just drank like a tablespoon of lemon balm tincture. What a lush. And I'm sipping on water. But before that, I'm making burdock root tea. So I simmered that, it's sitting, but I used some of that tea to put in some ashwagandha powder. So I was cleaning off my shelf. What the heck was I even looking for? Oh, I was looking for the burdock root this morning. And then I was like, oh, I forgot I had ashwagandha. I forgot I had this. And, it's time to start using up stuff if it's been on your shelf collecting dust. So I'm having that this morning with the Anna. It's supposed to give you the stamina of a stallion, and it's relaxing. So we'll see how it goes today. And what else? Oh, I made a mess. I was moving some stuff around, and I was like, oh, I should dust out that bowl. Well, it was kind of dark in here because it was early. And I hear all these little ting, 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 ting going everywhere. Here, I had put a bunch of calendula seeds in that bowl. So I was just like making a mess. Anyways, the law of responsibility. It was God's idea to separate, to give our soul existence. Do you agree with that? Do I agree with that? All right, here's the law. I'm just going to read it. I'm not going to chime in until the end. It was God's idea to separate, to give our soul existence. But that is not what actually the Course in Miracles has been telling me. It's been telling me that we left oneness. Like it was our choice to leave oneness. And that's why we feel bad sometimes. But anyways, I'm just going to read the law of responsibility. It was God's idea to separate, to give our soul existence. It was our idea to go away from God into materiality with the original purpose of profound and speedy soul growth. Holy crap, if I could have just been patient enough to read 2 friggin' sentences, I would have been okay with this law. Let me go drink some more lemon balm tincture. Okay. It was God's idea to separate, to give our soul existence. All right, fine, I get that now. Because it then said it was our idea to go away from God into this material realm, into materiality with the original purpose of profound and speedy soul growth. There are some souls who have experienced, to some degree, soul loss. God is responsible for us through love, and we are responsible to become or reclaim this divine love. Once we establish the limits and boundaries of our responsibility, we can take full charge of that which is our duty and let go of that which is not. We find more enjoyment supporting others as we create more harmonious, cooperative relationships by understanding that which falls within our realm of responsibility. Under this law, we understand a person's need to over-cooperate to such an extent that one becomes codependent. The condition which is obsessive focus on other people's lives. This law reminds us to respect our internal values and find our own point of balance. All right, so I actually really like this law. It's jiving with me now. I just had to get past the first effing sentence. All right, so I just had to get past the first sentence. All right, so there's a lot of good things in the law of responsibility. Let me recap here. Okay, so it was God's idea to separate into maybe parts of himself, herself, itself to give our soul existence. And then but it was our idea to leave God, like the Course in Miracles says, into this material realm so that we can expand our soul. Like, we thought it was a good idea. Do we still think that? Do we still think it's a good idea? Let me get back to you on that. Sometimes yes, sometimes yes. Of course it was a good idea. Aren't you having fun with me? All right, so there are some souls who have experienced to some degree soul loss. All right, so the law of responsibility says that God is responsible for us through love, and we are responsible to reclaim this divine love. So God is always Great Spirit, Great Mother, all it is, Mother, Father, God, Source, is always loving us all unconditionally. Like, we are still part of Source, but it's our responsibility to reclaim, to become this divine love, to become love again. That's your responsibility. So once you establish the limits and boundaries of this responsibility, then you can start to take full charge of that which is your duty, and then really understand and let go of that which is not. Like, once you get it in your human mind that your only true responsibility is reclaiming that divine love, connecting to Source, a lot of the other illusions naturally fall away. And you know that that's not your responsibility anymore. So yeah, then we can find enjoyment supporting other people's and having co-creative, cooperative relationships, because we understand what's in our realm of responsibility. So for all you codependent people out there, I think I'm probably a little bit codependent too. I think maybe everybody is, but, well, not everybody. No, I know some very detached people. Like, they don't care nothing about you. But, like, if you do feel like you are codependent, you're just way too obsessively focused on other people's lives. That's codependency. Then this law reminds us all to respect our internal values and find our own point of balance. So I would say, like, this could be summed up with one sentence, like, stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Focus on your path, right? and make sure that your path is headed back to divine love. And that's really the only thing that matters. All this other stuff is just something that keeps us busy while we're here. But, like, yeah, we have beautiful co-creative, cooperative relationships, but we have to really first understand that which falls within our realm of responsibility and let go of that which is not. Take full charge, full responsibility of that which is our duty, and let go of that which is not. All right, so I rearranged my desk and I really like it. I've got I got the room of Nothies out to help me study and focus and get things done. That's my responsibility. I've got the Chariot tarot card in the little wooden white birch holder that I got from mysoulflower.com. He is looking at me. I got a lot of new things on my desk. All right, here's my crazy idea. Here's my crazy idea right now. I was laying in my bed last night and I was thinking about, I was just thinking about, like, my layouts for Herb Oracle, and, you know, I thought to myself, it might be fun one of these days to just pull one card from, like, every deck that I own. So that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. I want to pull just, like, one card from a whole bunch of decks and just see if they have any connection whatsoever. So the first one is gonna, and then I'm gonna reorganize my drawer. Oh, there's a rhyme and reason to this madness. Like, I want all these decks out so that I can put them back in a little nicer. So I'm gonna just go through my decks while I'm chit-chatting with you, and just pick like one card each. And I mean that, universe, one card each. Don't you be screwing up my plans today. Now we're gonna shuffle the soul trees. I have a lot of decks though, so let's think about my law of responsibility and what we're talking about today. What are we talking about today? Oh, right, my path, your path, coming together to co-create in beautiful ways. Okay, I'm not picking the top one on this one because there was one bouncing up a little higher that seemed more eager for me to pick it than the top one. So I will pick whichever one calls to me. That was the soul trees. So we have the power of flowers, the soul trees. Here's Eco Heart coming out now. So what's in your responsibility today? Besides watering the house plants and then cleaning the house a little bit. These cards are huge. Now I'm shuffling the Eco Heart Oracle. I'm gonna have a hell of a time tagging everybody on Instagram with all these decks, but I'm just gonna go about and keep shuffling. Maybe I should take a break while I shuffle because I can't really talk and shuffle at the same time. But then what will you do? You're gonna go make tea? Yeah, go make some tea. Bye. Okay, that was so smart of me to take a break because I had 13 decks to shuffle and put a card up. So I have 13 cards in front of me right now. Everybody's here except for the Herbal Tarot. So these are all Oracle decks. They're the 13 that I currently use for Herb Oracle. So anyways, that is cool. One, I think it's cool that I have 13 decks. I love that number. It's the number of the goddess for me. And so that's beautiful. The backs of all of these cards are so lovely. They're different. It's a smorgasbord. There's only one card that I know what it is because it fell out face up. So I feel like Hawthorn is going to lead the way. That's the card that fell up and out. It was from the Herbiary by Maya Toll. And Hawthorn stands for Heart's Home. So isn't that sweet? Because here we are talking about the law of responsibility today. And what is our responsibility? It's essentially to go home to source, to accept and reclaim and become that divine love. So a lot of people have this like undefinable feeling of homesickness all the time, and it's because we've left source. Hold on, I gotta turn my heat down. Freaking roasting in here. All right, so I feel like Hawthorn is leading the way. Now I gotta tell ya, I didn't peek at any of these cards. However, when I was shuffling the Herbal Healing deck, I was holding the top card and I put the top card down, but I was like, dang, the bottom card, I'm like so friggin' drawn to it. I'm like, no, but you only get one friggin' card. And I was like, well, I just want to peek at it then. Like, why do I feel like I'm so drawn to it? And it was Hawthorn with Heart Healing. So this is definitely going to be a heart message. I feel like, hey, who knows? I'm kind of like going out on a limb here. I could pull these 13 cards or flip them over. I've already pulled them. I could turn over these 13 cards and just be like, I don't effing know even what's happening here. But this is like neuro aerobics, like what we were talking about the other day. Like, I don't normally do this. I don't normally have 13 cards from 13 different decks in front of me and just, you know, I'm excited to turn them over. Should I do it all at once? Or do you feel like I should do it all at once and just get overwhelmed? Or take one at a time? Ooh. Do we want all the cake or just a slice? This is big decisions. All right, well, let's start at the top. And we'll see what our first card is from The Power of Flowers by Isha Lerner. All right, our first card at the top is Morning Glory. So we're getting this message right away to awaken to the magic I think I'm going to do one at a time. Yeah. Because what was the law of responsibility? Avoiding codependency. I don't want to get involved in everybody's business all at once. I'm going to just do like one at a time, and then we'll see if it even makes sense. Maybe it won't. I don't know. So let me look in the book here for Morning Glory. If you've been listening to my podcast, either here or at Herbal Marie, you know that I hate Morning Glory. I hate that hoe. And here she is. Here she is. I'm starting to like her more because, she's teaching me to awaken to the magic, to be an opportunist. And also in this message, she is the New World Goddess. So underneath those beautiful blue morning glories, I don't have those. I have the little white hose in my garden. And yeah, she just climbs up on everybody and chokes plants, and impossible to get her out. Let's just say that. But this card has the beautiful New World Goddess. And isn't that awesome? Because there's 13 cards. I just told you that 13 is the number that to me represents the goddess. And we have the New World Goddess right here. So just as the morning glory blossoms glow and sparkle in the shimmering radiance of the glorious rising sun, each cell of the New World Goddess's body becomes luminous upon awakening to the light. And just as the morning glory is adorned with heart-shaped leaves, so the New World Goddess is adorned with loving images and symbols. So the morning glory has heart-shaped leaves. Hawthorn, the only other card that I can see right now, is about heart's home. Right? So we have a heart message today. Faux show. An ardent prayer of gratitude rises in her heart, for she is again and always has been one with Anima Mundi, the world soul. So it's like, it don't matter if you're a guy or a gal. This card is a fervent call to the realization of your own unique destiny, as well as to the future evolution of humanity. So the time has come for us all to embrace the New World Goddess, the sacred womb, which brings feminine wisdom to all actions, deeds, and creations. Yeah, it's time for the world to start living in their heart space, in the heart space. This whole game of war and strife, we're done with that, okay? I actually was just thinking, joking, but not really joking. Halley's Comet came through, and it really made me edgy. And it really made me think about how many previous incarnations I had, maybe in the Orion star system, that led to war and strife. So I think maybe that is why I have such a call to peace in this life, because I have experienced the opposite time and time again, many times, I think. So this is all about seeking resolution and letting the old world die away. Listen to the new voice emerging within your mind and heart. So if you haven't been living in your heart, now is a call for you to do that, to start living with more love and compassion. This is a flower essence deck, and the Morning Glory flower essence awakens one to the essential harmonies of nature and inspires a renewed sense of soulful enthusiasm. So it's like, good morning, let's awaken the spirit. Let's attune you to your own shimmering brilliance and vitality. So it could be serve as a rejuvenating tonic, as a flower essence that helps melt away patterns of lethargy or inertia. So our first card here is Morning Glory. She's getting the ball rolling. She's saying, yep, and here we are creating a new earth. Here we are creating a new world. Don't wait for anyone else to do it for you. It's your responsibility to do your part in creating this new world, and it begins within you. Peace is possible in the world, but it starts within you. It starts within me. It starts on an individual level. So if we want a heart-centered world, then we ourselves right here, right now, have to wake up, have to awaken to the magic that's within us and start living from our heart space. And we are going to change the world from the inside out. So that's also why I believe it can be done, because I believe that the majority of humans are good people. I do. All right, so next we have the Soul Trees by Allison Yee, and it is an upside down tree, and it's unique gifts. Now what's really cool is it's the same color blue as the Morning Glory. So this is a message now for you to awaken with Morning Glory, start to create this new world, this new earth, and start to come online with your unique gifts, or let yourself be seen. Let your unique gifts be utilized and shared. So what are your unique gifts? If you're not sure, just, think about like what you really enjoy doing, or like some people just have a unique gift of making everyone else around them feel good to be around. They just have good energy. Maybe you can make something. Maybe you can make people laugh. Maybe you like to dance. Maybe you're really good fixing things. I have no idea what your unique gifts are. I don't even know what mine are yet. I guess, I don't know. Being Sadie, you be you and I'll be me, right? Okay. So, but here's the thing. If you have a unique gift, don't hold it back because nobody else has it or it makes you different. Express that, okay? So I love that the tree is upside down, actually, because when this deck is reversed, it is the soul trees. When the soul trees are upside down, they just flow energy. They really anchor in for me. But of course it is saying that you're not sharing your gifts and your talents as much as you could be. And if you are, do it more. Give so freely. Give so freely to the new world. It's your creation. Like, how much do you want to invest in it? How much of your heart do you want to invest into the new world? The answer should be all of it. Okay, let's move on because there's 13 and that was only the second one. Okay, next deck is the Eco Heart Oracle. This is from Ingrid Kovakanos. No, I'm just making her name up. Her name's Kovakanos. And it is the Douglas fir with Earth Memory. How beautiful. It has a bluish night sky. So we've got lots of blues so far. I'm with Earth. Yeah, Douglas fir is going to order that vinyl sticker. Not. Douglas fir doesn't need a sticker that says I'm with Earth. It just is. It just bees. It holds all the Earth memories, the Douglas fir. So you don't need a sticker on your minivan saying that. I mean, if you get one free with your order, I mean, slap it on there. What the hell else are you going to do with it? But you don't need a vinyl sticker claiming your connection to the earth. You have it. You can have more of it. You can just go out and be with it. But let's look up Douglas fir. It's the 8th card in this deck. And of course, 8 is the number of infinity, right? Forever and ever. And it's always going to be connected to the earth memory. So are you consciously choosing the type of life you are living and the memories you are recording in your bones and your DNA for future generations? Dang. So now the message is going, are you anchoring in your energy into the new earth and into your DNA? Like, think about it. Everything that you think, do, and feel is leaving an energetic and genetic impact on your lineage. What are you adding to your lineage? What are you adding to your soul family? What are you adding to your earth family? What do you, even if you're never known for it by other people, you're going to be known for it forever by the earth. What do you want to be leaving here? What kind of legacy? Are you helping the earth, or are you polluting the earth? So when Ingrid gets these messages, she's in a channeled state, and the channeled message is, a golden light surrounds me as I stand at the base of a towering and ancient Douglas fir. I hear him whisper, if you anchor yourself deeply into the earth, you will live a happier life. You will begin to record these happy memories in your bones. The memories that you are currently recording in your bones and DNA will be carried through to future generations who need these deep connections to Mother Earth. As you sit at your computers, you are recording technology and disconnection into your bones. Be mindful. I am still having the chills crawl up my legs from that, because it's like, wow, what are we doing? Are we living mindfully? If day-to-day life has become routine, Douglas fir is a gentle reminder to consciously include the things that light you up in your life. Okay, now we're going to take a step back into your unique gifts. So what lights you up in your life? What enlivens you? You've got to do that. Please don't come here to Earth and fall into the trap that there's a cookie cutter experience for you and you have to do this and you have to do that and you better go with society and don't go against the status quo and just go along with everybody, and now you're 18, you do this, and now you're 24, you do this, and you better have a house by the time you're 30, and go in debt, get a job. Listen, you need to do what makes your heart sing. You owe it not only to yourself, but future generations of Earth as well. So if I could just interrupt myself for a minute, we're doing the law of responsibility, but this was very irresponsible of me to do such a humongous layout when I was already way late getting started on this podcast. And it's 9:08 and it's like, really, we're on the third card of 13. Whose idea was this? I think it's important though, because we really do need to realize that as we sit at our computers all day, we are anchoring in technology into our energy fields, into our bones, right? That's what this said, into our DNA. We are recording technology and disconnection into our bones. So be very mindful about what you are connecting with and what you want to leave in the earth memory. So there's a Douglas fir grounding. If you have access to a Douglas fir tree, you can sit under it, or whatever kind of tree feels comfortable to you. Just go get cozy with a tree and rest your back against the trunk. Close your eyes and let the energy of the tree and the earth enter you and fill your soul with deep rest. Remain open to any messages you may receive. Be open to the messages of nature and from trees and the plants and the sun. Every day I try to put my face up to the sun and say, what's the message today? And just kind of quiet down and rest and relax and receive. I mean, if nothing else, you've just had yourself a nice quiet moment, but most of the time you'll get an idea or a feeling or a sense or a message, yes. So Douglas fir is sacred to many Native American tribes. The branches are used in ceremonies to purify and ward off spirits. The Douglas fir needles are used as incense or bundled together to create pillows to protect against illness. And cones were used in weather magic, and the bark and resin were also used as medicine. So be very conscious about choosing the type of life that you are living and the memories that you're recording in your bones and your DNA. They're for your future generations. That takes us back to Morning Glory, the first card. They're for the future generations of New Earth. What do you want to be sending out into the future? Disconnection and technology, or nature connection and earth energy, right? So be very mindful of what you're putting into your DNA. All right, our next card is a soul flower. So by Lisa Estabrook, and it is plumbago. Ooh, I don't know if I've ever pulled this card before, plumbago. Plumbago connects you. This is all about understanding. Plumbago connects you with the depths of your psyche and assists with your understanding of your shadow side. So that's kind of funny, as we're talking about technology and disconnection and the things that they're not our ideal things. Now we have shadow side coming up. It is understanding that allows you to practice self-compassion and forgiveness and release feelings of shame, blame, guilt, and self-judgment that may hold power over you and prevent your growth. So if I just made you feel really shamed and guilty about with the Douglas fir message, one, I'm sorry. Forgive yourself, forgive me. Release those feelings of shame, blame, guilt, and self-judgment. I mean, yeah, after you've stared down into your phone for an hour, I feel dirty, and it's oh, why did I just do that instead of going outside and rolling around in the grass or whatever? And it's you know what? You just keep on, you need to choose. You have every moment coming at you from this point on that you can keep choosing differently or better or more earthy, okay? It's this understanding, though, about our darkness. We have to understand our darkness and our triggers so that we can incorporate all aspects of us, but it's if I don't understand the things that make me crazy and mad, angry, violent, if I don't understand my shadow side, then how can I control my shadow side? I really realized that I had to dive deep into the dark places of myself in order to reclaim myself. So yeah, you really do have to understand yourself, all parts of your psyche, all parts of you, your mind, everything. What makes you tick? What makes you talk? You know what I mean? TikTok. And this understanding gets us into self-compassion and forgiveness. And so, yeah, if there's anything that you need to forgive yourself for, everyone here today, Douglas fir, plumbago, am I saying that right, Lisa? Morning glory, everyone's saying, forgive yourself, move forward, adopt a new attitude for the new earth if necessary, get into nature, and start to practice these things in your personal life that add to the beauty. So speaking of beauty, this card is also blue-ish. It's gonna try to dance all over the desk there. Okay, so the whole top row is blue. Blue to me is, of course, water and the emotional realm, but it's also the throat chakra. So, I mean, it is definitely time for you to start speaking your truth and speaking from your heart. Speaking in a kind way, in a compassionate way, setting a new tone for the new earth. And starting to connect with the type of energies that you want in your bones. What kind of energy do you want in your bones and in your DNA? And what type of understanding do you want? So really open up, feel your feelings, understand yourself, feel your feelings, even if they're dark and nasty and definitely part of your shadow side. You have to feel them to transmute them. If not, you just keep suppressing them and pushing them back down inside of you. So all this blue at the top really is saying to get into that emotional realm. How do you really feel about your legacy on earth? How do you really feel about your your unique gifts? Are you allowing yourself to be guided by your heart, by your emotions, by your feeling? Is that how you're living your life? Because that's how the new earth is going to be governed, by the heart. All right, second row. Are you ready? Okay, so we already know that Hawthorne is in the second row. There's 5 cards in the second row here. So Heart's Home is the card. Let me just grab that book real quick, because I mean, I feel like Hawthorne's waited long enough to be talked about, because it landed in a way that I had to see it. I couldn't pretend that I didn't see it. And so I knew right away this was going to be a message about the heart, you know, as everything is. But Heart's Home. Okay, speaking of water, the Hawthorne on this card. Okay, there's 4. Ooh, this is a really interesting image. It's 4 circles, but it just looks like half circles because, you know, half of them are chopped off. But the one at the bottom is water. It is. It's going down into the water. And unique gifts above the Hawthorne, you know, its roots too are now going into water when I look at it. So going into water says go into your emotional realm. Dive into your emotions now. Don't be afraid to feel anything. You want to feel love? Feel love. You want to feel passion? Feel it. You angry? Feel it. Just honor that emotion. You don't have to act out on it, but feel it. Feel it. Feel excited. Feel nervous, I guess, even. Feel excited. Feel the possibility of something new in your life. Feel content, feel cozy, feel peaceful, feel kindness, feel appreciation. There's a lot of things that you can feel today. But then on the top one, there's the sun. On the right circle, there's the mountains. And then there's another nature scene on the left. So, Heart's Home. I'm just going to read straight from the Illustrated Herbiary. She says, Hawthorne remembers a time when local gods watched over knolls and wells, frolicking and making mischief in her branches. Hawthorne remembers her limbs hung with strands of beads glittering in the sun and scraps of fabric fluttering in the wind like prayer flags. Offerings to the land itself and to the gods who kept alive the vital conduit between spirit and matter. Those days are mostly past, but Hawthorne holds the portals open, knowing these inner connections provide true nourishment to keep the heart whole. If Hawthorne appears for you, strengthen your heart and guard it from homesickness by tending the connections between the spirit realms and material world. All right, so this literally is a perfect card. First of all, yesterday with the law of repulse, remember that as we're searching for another way to the entrance of the treasure, right? We're rebirthing until we find the portal of initiation. It said that yesterday, we're looking for the portal of initiation. And Hawthorne is saying, I'm holding all the portals open for you, right? These interconnections, these portals to the spirit realms, to the energetics of Earth, right? So anything that you can do that's symbolic, even if it's just to you with nature, right? Making an offering, connecting with the energy of the tree. Douglas fir is like, remember, all you need to do today is put your back up against a tree and feel the energy of it. Feel the energy. Hawthorne saying, I'm holding these portals open for you. I want you to connect with nature. Even yesterday, we were reminded to stay on that pure and sincere path of the herbalist, right? Connecting with plants in a pure and sincere way. It opens us up to nature. It really does. So there's lots of different rituals that you can do, but just even walking in nature and sending your energetics down into the earth. Like, see a silver cord coming out of your second chakra, a cord that goes into the heart of the earth, into the heart of Gaia, a crystalline, envision a crystal in the earth that connects you to the earth all the time, right? Even if you don't do all that fancy schmancy stuff, just go out, put your feet on the earth, get grounded, get connected. Connect with the earth and see how that anchors you and opens you up to more understanding, which Plumago, I think is probably how I'm supposed to say that. She wants you to understand more your connection. She wants you to grow more. And we do that by connecting to the earth. And once we gain that understanding, then we're going to be really way more mindful about what type of energy we are putting out into the world, into the new earth. So, are you connected to the place where you live? Can your heart call it home? Can you feel the gentle pulses of the earth? If not, make sure that you look for those connections today. So, the fairy tree in Ireland, hawthorn is used to create hedgerows that form the boundaries of pastures. Why? Because hawthorn's got those thorns, and it creates, basically a living fence. So anyways, those are hedgerows, but you can also find hawthorn as a singular tree or a fairy tree. And that's the one that's a portal to the spirit realm. It nurtures your connection to the other world, feeding your soul the food of dreams and stories. It's bad luck to cut down a fairy tree. If you do, you damage this necessary connection with the collective unconsciousness. And of course, that totally takes me back to Douglas fir. It's like, yeah, how are we damaging ourselves with all this technology? How are we damaging? It's completely damaged our spiritual connection, this mindless life that we are called into on the daily. It really does take ambition and a calling to connect with nature, because it's so easy now not to. It really is. So if this resonates with you, make it a priority. Make it a priority for sure. All right, so now we're just taking a step back and seeing what actually was the first card. On this second row of 13 cards, this is from The Magic of Flowers by Tess Whitehurst. And, it's water lily. Oh my gosh, now I wish I would have done them in order because water lily is all about diving in to the dark places, and it would have come right after plumago with going into your shadow and diving into the darkness. So the water lily, this is an awesome picture of the water lily because it's not just on top of the water that you're seeing. We're seeing it like we've sliced the pond, and we can see her roots intertwining with all the other roots of the water lilies going down deep, deep, deep into the muck, into the darkness, while she at the top of the water opens her petals completely and does what she does, which is reach for the light. So it's like, even though we, just like the water lily, have these dark depths to us, it is our nature to reach for the light. But, we have to honor all parts of us. So this is a message about transmute. So if we have been too plugged into technology, and I'm talking into an iPad right now, like I get it, like we're way too plugged in. We need to get outside more. We need to get outside more. We need to be the ones to transmute this energy from technology into the treasures that we will find when we get into nature. So water lilies' magical specialties are clarity of desire and direction. It is sometimes a message about cooling passions, creative flow, certainly a message about healing depression, heart healing, purification, spiritual nourishment, and transmutation. So Cal Gibran, that famous text, poet, the deeper the sorrow carves into your being, the more joy you can contain. The deeper that sorrow carves into your being, the more joy you can contain. So that is just something about, polarities. It's like, if your heart has been broken, like to the point where it's like, hey, a broken heart is an open heart. That's what it's saying. Now that it's broken, it actually has the capacity now to hold even more love than it ever did before. So, for example, the more you experience something you don't want, the greater you understand what you do want. And consequently, the more empowered you are to manifest exactly the conditions that you desire. So there's another message of understanding coming in. You can manifest better now. Sometimes your enemy, your bad experience, is the thing or the one who teaches you the most valuable lessons. So we were just talking about this week. Our traumas, our bad experiences, they launch our soul into expansion, into deep wisdom. Right? Thank you, higher self. Thank you for volunteering me. But on the soul's perspective, it's worth it. And a lot of these things that might make us feel weak are actually something that could make us very strong in the long run. So speaking of energy, when we think of everything in terms of energy, that's really important to do. Like, everything is energy. So what are you putting your energy into? Are you putting your energy into nature and the new earth? Or are you putting your energy into technology and robots and disconnection and more mental? There's nothing wrong with using your brain, but when you shut your heart off in the process, that's a problem. So anyways, where are you putting your energy, right? Are you allowing yourself to dive into your murky depths, right? Are you grounded? Are you grounded even into your own darkness? Are you allowing yourself to reach for the light? So yeah, it makes you kind of want to sit up a little straighter. activate your root chakra. I was just telling you, to send down a silver cord from your second chakra into the earth. Get really grounded. Get really, really grounded. Do it as a daily practice. Visualize you connecting your energy into the earth. And then visualize God's source, all that is energy coming in through the top of your head and aligning all of your chakras, and then sending energy down through that silver cord into the earth. So I have access to lots of different meditations, one from Solara on YouTube, and she has a daily practice that does exactly that. It gets your energy into the earth, and you do it every day, and it just gets stronger and stronger and easier to maintain. So Water Lily does want us to transmute. It wants us to feel our feelings. It wants us to dive into the darkness, but then it wants us to transmute it. And you transmute it by, one, feeling your feelings, and then you start to learn the lesson from it, and then you start to actually appreciate it. You really actually do. So we want to transmute anything inside of us now that could be classified as victim consciousness. We want to transmute it from victim consciousness into survivor consciousness, right? We want to get stronger from all our experiences. We want to let any and all past experiences fuel us rather than deplete us. So quit fighting things in your life and just start to try to find the blessings in them. See how grateful you can be for everything. But yeah, we did have that huge message on the top to be in the emotional realm, and Water Lily is saying open up to your feelings and allow joy to flood the depths that have been created by any sorrow or grief. So if you have grieved the loss of somebody, it has literally carved out a space within you. And you want to now allow yourself to let it be filled again with joy. Allow that space to be filled with love. A broken heart is an open heart. So allow the light to come in. So next we're going to skip over to Flower Whispers by Tina T. Ames. And this is a quote. We'll see what she says. It says, when a flower doesn't bloom, you fix the environment in which it grows, not the flower. So that's really interesting, because it's like when we have these negative experiences, we're like, what the hell's wrong with me? But it's nothing. You're fine. You're a perfect flower. What needs to be transmuted is the energy around you, the energy in the surrounding space. I think that's an inside job, but this message is saying you're perfect the way you are. There's nothing wrong with the flower. You don't go out and try to fix the flower. You fix the soil, right? If your plants aren't growing, you don't try to do anything to the plant. You go to where the roots are. You go into the darkness. You fix the soil. You work with the dirt. So anyways, when a flower doesn't bloom, you fix the environment in which it grows, not the flower. So if things aren't blooming in your life, let's think about everything is energy, right? Everything is energy. So what kind of energy do you have going on in your space? Do you have 3 Wi-Fi boxes like we do? That's probably not good, right? Is everyone negative and down and depressed and just talking about their problems? Yeah, that's a piss poor environment, and that needs to be changed. It absolutely does. So it's what kind of energy do you want to start cleaning up in your now reality, and then of course for the future generations, for the new earth, and for your future as well. Okay, moving along. We are now gonna get a tree. We're gonna get another tree here from the Wisdom of Trees Oracle. I'm excited. What is it? Ooh, it's an upside down. How do you even say this tree? Acacia. I think it's Akasha. Hold on, let me grab my phone. Oh my gosh, guys. Okay, well, first of all, this is how Webster says to say this word. Acacia. We got the acacia. We got acacia reversed. But I just looked. I have never had any trouble with this podcasting platform ever, like recording. And I just looked, and that whole last segment that I just recorded called Connect with Nature, and it was all about not connecting with technology. It failed to process. So I think there's a huge chunk of the podcast that's not going to have been recorded, which is amazing. Well, it's amazingly disappointing on one hand, but it's amazing that we're talking about the shortcomings of technology and how it's like, oh, we think it's the next best thing, be all this and that, but really it's going to fail us in the end. So I feel like there's going to be a huge chunk of my podcast. This podcast might not even make any sense because there's going to be a huge, and I'm not going back to re-record it because this is so symbolic of the real message that I'm getting right now, which is to walk away from technology as much as I can. All right, moving on. I mean, on one level, that ticks me off so bad, of course. All right, so this acacia tree has a blue border, and blue has been very significant in this reading because it's representing the emotional realm. It's representing water, water lily, hawthorn. All of the cards have had blue in them. Yep, all of them, except for the quote, which is black and white. Which actually, if that was in the last segment, you didn't even get to hear it. Sorry about that. Hey, I never have technical difficulties, ever. But I am today, just as a point. Spirit is saying, we need to prove a point here. Technology's bullshit. Go outside. God bless your podcast. But what really matters is you being in nature and you connecting with the nature spirits and you opening that portal to the fairy realm, which has been calling you for so long. So acacia is upside down. It's a message of protection. Humans have honored me, says the acacia deva, for many centuries because they know that I offer them protection. Even in the harshest conditions, I am a symbol of the continuity of life. So yeah, Egypt loves acacia. They made coffins and furniture and boats and temples and just all types of things. It has flowers and fruit. It's usually in southern subtropics, but it's especially in Australia and Africa. So it's upside down, reversed, inversed, and the message is an important element is missing from your life, leaving you feeling incomplete. It will help to reconnect with nature in all her forms, but particularly by tending a garden or simply being outdoors amid vegetation. All right, so I'm done. First of all, I'm totally ticked off that I lost the majority of this podcast. I can't even try to go back and reconnect with what I did. But the message is, and it had been, and you didn't get to hear it because technology is a mother trucker, is that we need to reconnect with nature. That's what's missing in our life. That's what's missing. So incredible. I'm going to just go take some more lemon balm. Wow. Unbelievable. Now, 2 of my segments have failed to process, and this podcast is officially ruined because I've recorded myself and it failed to process. So incredible. My guides are saying to me, this is what we're trying to teach you. Technology is not what you want to be investing your energy in. What you want to be investing your energy in is nature. And no one needs to even know that you did that. It's like, okay, so you just had a beautiful reading. Well, now it got flushed down the toilet. No one's ever going to hear it. Did you hear it? Did you hear the message? Like, I know you're mad about it not working out and technology being a mother trucker, but even if no one sees you go into the woods, even if you don't take any pictures and put them on Instagram, did you still you made the connection? That's what matters. Keep technology out of it. It makes me want to quit my whole life and just go live in the woods. Unfreaking believable.